Ham Radio, it's your boy Tony G. Big Lou, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. The sports book, lots to talk about. College football, pro football. We got baseball playoffs starting. College though, Lou, there was a couple. Virginia beating Florida State 46-38.
Wow.
That was a shot. Arizona
Um,
Arizona
yeah.
was
Virginia's
swarming
playing.
around TCU.
Oh my goodness. Virginia's
Good.
playing some ball too.
Yeah.
But man,
Yeah, they are.
that TCU Arizona State, man. Because I started watching Arizona State. I started paying attention first when Herm Edwards went, and then I was watching this YouTuber that he follows college players, Scatterbo, that plays for the Giants. Yeah, so I followed his career through Arizona State, and yeah, what a game! What a performance! There was a lot of good college football.
There was. And Oregon lost. Penn State lost to Oregon, 30-24.
Yeah.
And one thing that they're saying about Penn State is, that maybe they're just good. That's it. They're not great. They're good. They'll always will be good.
Great. They're good.
Yeah, but because their record against the topper tier teams is not good. It's not good. But they will win. They're 3-1. They'll probably finish, 8-2. They'll always have a good record. And they're talking about the coach if they're willing to step away. But that was a good game. And then Ole Miss beating LSU 24-19. That was
a game.
That was what a game. That was a game. And Alabama beating Georgia. That was one I just really didn't see. We took the under, and then did you see they used a tackle for a screenplay? He's like 6'7", 350
I did see that. I did see that.
So going to the NFL, Thursday night game, which turned out to be a pretty good game, was the Seahawks and the Cardinals. The Seahawks managed to pull it away, 23-20. Seattle's not. They're 3-1. Cardinals are 2-2. Cardinals didn't play terrible. Well, actually, they were behind quite a bit. Actually, put 14 up in the four. And then definitely made it a game there at the end. Next game was this was the game that was in Dublin. It was the Steelers and the Vikings. It was on pretty early.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, they put on a great performance too.
Yeah, they really did. They really did. It was a good game. Let me see. I'm trying to pull up. Now you got me doing it. Let me see here.
Yep, it was definitely down to the wire. Yeah.
Yeah, it was down to it. Minnesota put up 15 in the final quarter to make it pretty. Carson Wentz had 350 yards, 2 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers had 200 yards, 100 one TD, no interceptions. But yeah, it was a very good game. There were some props hit. Very good game. How about the Falcons beating the Commanders? But yeah, remember they're missing their star quarterback.
Yeah, they are missing Jalen Daniels. And the Falcons are one of those teams that they'll play incredible, like, okay, these guys got potential. Then it disappears.
Yes.
So continuity, they got to get some type of continuity. But great win for them, 34-27, great win at home. A much needed win for the Falcons. But like you said, the Washington Commanders was without their commanding general on the field. They had Marcus Mariota still their backup, but he's not the starter. So um the Falcons took advantage of that and they pulled out a victory over the Commanders.
Yes, they did. How about the Patriots stomp? The Patriots were all over the Panthers, 42-6. They looked really good. I mean, I know the Panthers aren't, I mean, they're not, they're still in growing stages, but it was
Mm-hmm.
42 to 6. Now the next game, to me, the Browns and the Lions. That
Yeah.
Browns defense it's pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty tough. There's no it's hard to take that away from them.
Yeah. Yeah,
They but then
they'll bend but don't break defense though. They'll bend a
yeah,
little, they'll give
and
up
then
some plays, but they don't break.
and then the fourth quarter, then I mean the Lions put up the 14 in the fourth quarter, which put it at 34-10, which kind of put the game out of reach. But
Mhm.
going into the fourth, it was 10-20, and they were hanging. They were there. They just, like I said, it's just they're just lacking a lot on offense. But the Lions come up. They're 3-1 again. Looks like they're starting to move on all cylinders.
Mhm.
I mean, looked good. Didn't cover the over, but there was a lot of other player props that did. The Bills and the Saints. The Saints, but going into the half, it was 14-10.
14-10
And
going into the half and
yeah,
then
they didn't cover though. They didn't cover them. If you took the Saints with
oh,
the money with the points, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of points. Those are professional athletes out there. I hate when they get
mhm.
14, 15, because a lot of times when they get up quite a bit, they start pulling people. You know what I mean? And then
Right, right, right.
all of a sudden you see uh a lot more worthless yardage, a lot
Yeah,
yardage
garbage
that doesn't
time
really
players.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, they were. At least they scored.
Yeah.
They're 0 and
They scored.
4.
Yep.
Bills are
4
4 and
and 4.
0. You got to keep going on to.
Growing
They
pains,
did the
Saints fans.
Panthers.
Growing pains.
So do you think Ratliff? What are you thinking? Are you thinking he's going to develop more, or what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are that this game should not still be too fast for him. He's had some field time, to get the speed of the game. Uh, there has to be a lot of he's one of those guys that's gonna have to sit and learn the game. I don't think he's gonna be a guy that learns on the fly. Um, I think I truly think that the NFL is too fast, you know. And then with the schemes, these defensive coordinators, this big boy ball, it's a lot more stuff than in college. And I just think he's one of those guys that's got to sit or yeah, and learn behind a veteran. There's no veteran QB there to give them the ins and the outs and all of the ropes, you know. So I
Right.
think he needs both of them. I think they need to sit and learn behind a veteran. What veteran that is, I'm not quite sure yet. Might be Russ. There's no telling because,
Sure.
and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that game later, but yeah, it might be Russ. But they need a veteran down there. It's not gonna work with what they have.
Well, Cincinnati is looking at, what are they actually looking at? Are they looking at Wilson? Are they looking at? Aren't they looking at?
Yeah, it's
I thought maybe they were looking.
Cincinnati and New Orleans because New Orleans wanted to sign Russ before he went to Denver. They was trying to there was rumors swirling about trying to get Russ, and Sean Payton tried to sign Russ before he went to Seattle. So he tried to get him
Oh
when
yeah,
Russ
yeah,
first came into
yeah.
the league.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
Um,
but
his version
the
of worse
problem is I think they dodged the bullet by not um
money.
I thought
Yeah,
huh?
especially with Carr's situation, they dodged a big
Yeah,
bullet with
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean a lot. I mean yeah, because he Wilson. I mean they gave him a lot of money, and
A lot of
really
money.
he's just floated around. I mean it looks like he's going to go somewhere else, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It doesn't really look good for. I mean
Yeah,
I'm
Russ
sure he'll
is
be around another year or two.
yeah, he's close to he's close to his parade, his last hoorah. And and the guy that's
Yeah,
doing the work is always the last to see it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's still the problem with Russ is he'll give you little flashes, um, and he's still making money. You know, I mean, he's still making. I mean, they're still got to pay him a lot of money, and I think that's something where the league. I don't know. I don't even know how it got out of everything got out of whack. You know, the pay scale got out of whack. You got, them giving, like I said, the whole deal with Deshaun, that was a bad deal. I mean, that franchise is going to lose $236 million, and this guy, I mean, could care. I mean, I don't know if he could care less, but by his actions, and I mean, it just seems like he really could care less. Um,
Right.
and that
It's like
franchise is really,
the check's cut, so
yeah,
do I really want to play
yeah.
football?
And what's so
So,
crazy is I think with all the pressure and him getting in alleged trouble, I mean, it might have been too much for him. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
at one time
Yeah.
I was never a huge fan of him, but he was a great athlete, and um, but man, it's just nothing. I mean, you know what I mean? It just, I mean, poor Cleveland
Yeah,
got no. I mean, they got nothing.
they got nothing.
Yeah,
He got
and,
he left Houston, he got hurt, and it just disappeared.
yeah.
You
But
know,
see, the
it
Browns
just
to me, the
disappeared.
Browns
And
should should have not got that. I mean, that's what they shouldn't have done. They should have
they
spent that
yeah,
money on a bunch of other players and
right.
got an average quarterback, somebody that you could kind of manage and see if we could build bring some other pieces and parts. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's it's easy for
they
us to
could have got
say.
a Carson Wentz, a Tyrod Taylor. There's plenty of quarterbacks during that time when they got Deshaun. There were plenty of serviceable quarterbacks in the league that could have, did the job for them without media scrutiny. He had all this hanging over his head. But yeah. I
Right.
mean, they found out after the fact,
But
but
he,
still, I feel like they didn't do enough uh R and research and development in getting him. They just saw he was up and they just threw the bank note, the blank checkbook at him.
I agree. I mean, I really do. I really think that was I mean,
That
it
was almost as worse as trading all your draft picks for a running back. Trading
yeah,
all your
yeah,
draft picks.
I mean, it definitely happens, and yeah, trade our draft picks, right? Um, but like I said, the demand for the quarterback and the demand to win right now has gotten so high that the teams are throwing money at situations,
Yeah, and
but
everything.
what's crazy though is yeah, Wilson didn't work. Carson Wentz is another one. Got a bunch of money.
Mhm.
Never really ever returned to that form. Um, And you can say some people say Cousins, but Cousins. What happened with Cousins is he did get some money, but they franchised him 2 years in a row, so
Yeah,
his
that's
pay
on
kept going
Washington.
up. So he was at
Yeah, that
yeah,
was on
that was on
Washington because they
Washington.
kept doing it. So it wasn't his
Yeah, and
fault.
then
He
no,
followed suit.
he got the $40 million. Yeah, I mean it was crazy, and and so it was just kind of one of those things, and then he got signed for 100, and yeah, he has made a lot of money. And he's performed. I mean, he's been at times he's been really good. Other times he hasn't been very consistent. Um, I mean, there's I don't know. And you look at Tyrod Taylor. I mean, he backed up Joe Flacco for 4 years, went to
Yeah,
Buffalo, did okay. But what's funny is when they've been a backup and then they come, a lot of times you'll see their flaws. Tyrod Taylor didn't have the cannon for an arm, or he has a hurt arm. You know what I mean? Because I
right,
remember when the
right.
Bills made it to the playoffs with that 1 year with him, he literally, or the Bills never ever threw the ball deeper than 15 yards. And all what happened was not the Panthers, Carolina, not Carolina, Jacksonville, they brought everybody in. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they showed it after the game. Once they knew that Tyrod wasn't going to throw 15 fields, they brought the safeties in. And it was
yeah.
just, I mean, it was like, golly, this is really bad. Um, but that was a different coach and all the whole bunch of stuff. But yeah,
Mhm.
bad. And Tyrod Taylor's a good quarterback. Is he a great quarterback? No. Was Fitzpatrick a great quarterback? No, he was very serviceable, and he had times where he uh, he was very
Mhm.
serviceable, and obviously he was a character in the locker room, and everybody
Of
liked him.
course.
I mean, he was,
Yeah.
yeah.
He showed sparks
So
of Fitz magic. And then
yes, he
when
did.
you think
Yeah.
that that would be permanent, it disappears and then there's five interceptions.
Right.
So
Yes, that's exactly. But everybody's trying. Look at Joe Flacco. He's 39 years old. He may be
yeah,
40, still
yeah.
making $5 million a year. And at times he looks really good. At other times he
Mhm.
doesn't. Um, but now going on to this game and this next game, I lost. I mean, the Chargers looked terrible.
Oh
They
my
looked. I,
goodness.
I was just like, what?
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
floored.
it.
I was floored, especially after last week and how they've been playing this season. And to see that yesterday, I was just sitting there like, where's the Chargers team at from last week? Where did they go? What happened?
That's exactly right. Because yeah, I mean, the spread was 5.5, and I wasn't expecting them to blow them out, but I expect them. They were a way better football team, but there's that inconsistency that you get with them, and it's just kind of. I'm trying to pull it up. Let me see if I can.
Mhm.
Um, okay, going into the half, it was 13-10 the Giants, and my thing was why is it even this? Why it shouldn't be? I don't know. It should be this
Why is it
close.
even this close?
But
Right. Especially with a
yeah,
rookie
but
quarterback in.
yes, and Dart looked. I mean, he looked all right. He looked all right. Um, but
He
there,
impressed. He impressed.
yeah. But then you look at the rushing game, and I mean, San Diego. They're a hardball team. They're going to like to run, but Herbert had two interceptions, and they capitalized. You know what I mean? And so it goes back to
Mhm.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that. Remember last year in the playoffs, we said, man, if they play like they've been playing, but if the old Herbert comes in three interceptions later, and it's right back to the same conversation going, oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
same guy that we. That's the guy.
That's why we don't put him with the rest of the guys on the tier
Right,
that
right,
shows
right,
up.
right. That's so. The next game is the Eagles Buccaneers. Um,
What a game.
the Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Bucks had a chance to win that game. There was
Yeah,
no
they
doubt.
did. Yeah, no doubt.
Um,
Now, I will say it took some it took some fortitude, you know, because it took some fortitude. Eagles pulled it off. Uh, it's grown up receivers, but they're undefeated. How do
yes,
you handle that? You're 4-0, but now you got a tweeting receiver, not getting the ball, not part of the offense. And you first thing you do is, I don't want to cause any problems. You keep your mouth closed, but you do that on
yeah,
Twitter. So how closed how closed are you keeping the mouth if you're gonna put on Twitter that you're not gonna say anything?
Jalen Hurts had 130 yards passing. Baker
Right.
Mayfield had 289. I mean, it's just they just Philly is one of those teams, and they did go over their over, but they'll eat up the clock, and they'll. I mean, they are, like I said, statistically they're one of the worst teams to bet on an over because they will get the ball and just sit on it and won't do
Yeah.
anything with it.
You won't do anything with it.
But yeah, and you're just like, man, I can't believe they're not doing anything with that.
Tucker
The
cars. Yeah.
Titans and the Texans. Yeah, the Titans 0-4. They're going to get more draft choices. It's going to be the Texans finally win a game. Um, they're 1-3. Um, the season isn't over, but they got flaws. I think last year was a lot of hype. That's my opinion. Um,
Wow. The
Next
Titans didn't score a point.
game is the Colts and the Rams. That was a Colts and Rams was a good game.
Yeah.
That was a really
Yeah. I am
good game.
very
But
impressed with Daniel Jones and these Colts. I'm impressed with the guy.
I I mean he's really I mean he really looks um and now you looking
So
back at New York, I mean they did win Sunday, but they've been bad. So you can't blame
yeah.
him. I'm trying to pull up,
Yeah.
hold on, let me pull that up.
Danny Dimes.
Um
It did sometimes some quarterbacks just got to fit. It just got to be the right system for him. And
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean he
And
had
the
two
Colts have
interceptions Sunday. Yeah.
right. And go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I'm just saying he did. So he had a bad game compared to the way he's been playing, but they're three
Yeah.
and one. He looks good. He
Hmm.
looks poised. Stafford had 375 yards. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, he looks good. I mean, Daniel Jones looks good, and I think that system is a lot better for him. Um, and I think we'll see good things to. I think we'll see good things to come. I mean, obviously he got drafted in the NFL. It's not like he was some guy they just found that sometimes people ask like, oh, well, he wasn't really. I was like, he made it to the NFL.
He got drafted.
Um, he got drafted. Yeah.
Mission
All
accomplished.
right. Yeah. Jaguars, 49ers, Jaguars. That's who the Bills played in the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor. The Jaguars are
Yeah.
3-1. The
Jaguars.
49ers are 3-1. Um, hey, hats off to the Jaguars. That was a
On
tough
the
win
road in
on the
Candlestick.
road
Well, not
in
Candlestick anymore,
Candlestick. No, not
but I just
Candlestick
say
anymore, but
it ain't Candlestick anymore, but I just say Candlestick because, it's the 49ers. We're old school here. It's very,
yeah.
just
It was but yeah, I mean that was trying to get that.
yeah,
Definitely was a good game. The Jaguars are I mean they're from last
yeah.
year. So Purdy had 309 yards. He had the two interceptions. That's a lot of yards, 309. Terrence Lawrence had no interceptions, 174 yards. Rushing was leans at the Jaguars at 124. McCaffrey only had 49. Uh, go over here. All
They're
right,
gonna
let's
have to bring him back
go.
slowly.
So, what do you think about coming? Billy? Am I freezing?
Just a little bit, but it's good now. So you can go ahead with your question. It just
Yeah.
glitched in your question a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay, I'm still trying to let me do this. All right, let's see where we're at. Shows
We
up.
just got through with
Yeah,
Viking. We just got through with
we're
Sunshine and the
yeah. We got
49ers.
all right, cool. We got 3 minutes left. All right, here we go. So, and then going to the Ravens and the Chiefs. The
Hmm.
Ravens the Ravens are a little off. Something just isn't popping with them. I don't I can't tell what it is. I'm not saying they're doomed. They'll never do anything. I'm just saying um I don't know. Maybe people. I mean, obviously, people are. Last year, Henry was running wild, Lamar. Um, so I mean, you think? I mean, I don't know. You think people figure them out a little bit from last year, or what's your thoughts? I mean, because they definitely are having some. I mean, they're 1-3. The year's not over. They're a Jim Harbaugh team.
Yeah.
What's your
And
thought? What's your thoughts on that?
okay. Yeah. They're 1-3. Their schedule gets a little easier after this game. So they do have some redemption games to play. Um Personally, I feel like that the Ravens try too hard to prove that Lamar Jackson is this incredible passer. Um, I also feel like the only way Derrick Henry can get out of his funk of fumbling is to continue to tote the rock. They gotta let Lamar do his Lamar thing. And I'm not just gonna put it on the coaching staff. I think it's something in the back of Lamar's head that he feels like he has to prove that he can be a thrower of the ball. We all know you can throw the ball, but you are Lamar for a reason, you know.
Yeah,
And I get what they're saying because the league and all the sports reporters have been saying that. But at the end of the day, the goal is to win games.
yeah,
And right now, KC is his Achilles heel. KC is his
yeah,
Achilles heel.
yes,
So, and because his play just changes dramatically when it comes to these Chiefs. He can play other teams. He can even play Buffalo to the wire. But when it
yeah,
comes
yeah,
to the
yeah. No,
Chiefs,
you're.
that's where he and but we also know it's a Steve Stagnolia defense that he's trying to figure out and play against. But I feel like they've had enough back and forths to where he's got to be the magic Lamar to beat that defense. He can't just stay there and say, okay, I'm gonna beat you guys. I'm gonna prove to you guys that I'm a pocket passer and I could be a quarterback just like the rest of them. And running is just something that I have that's special. No, you lean on your talents that got you there, and that'll open up space for you to throw down the field and make those spectacular plays that you want to make. I just think they
You're a
need to
hundred.
get back to letting Lamar be Lamar and stop trying to prove what quarterback that y'all think he can be and just let him be the quarterback that he is.
I think you're 100% right. I think like I remember last year. It was the last year in the playoffs. I mean, they had or the year whatever when they played Kansas City, everything changed. It was like you ran the ball all year, and now you're going to play Kansas City, and now you're trying to change what you did. It was. No, I agree with you 100%. We got we got a little bit over a minute. Two games, Bears and the Raiders. That was a heck of a finish.
That was a heck of a
Hats
finish.
off, yeah. Hats off to the Bears for pulling that one out. Packers
Mhm.
and Cowboys. Uh, that was
Man,
a shootout. It was a
ended
great.
in
I
a
mean, the
tie.
over
Great game.
ended in a tie. But I will say this: I'm starting to wonder how good Green Bay really is because I'm really, really kind of. I think they're good. I don't think they're great. I mean, I
They're
think they're.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean, I think they'll win. I don't know. They're not. It's hard for me to put them in the same category of the Eagles. I just don't see that. And the Cowboys, man, they're hanging in there. They got a tie out of this. Um,
And they're
and they
looking
might be able to.
good. Dak's
Yeah,
playing out of his mind. They're
yeah,
looking good.
yeah. I mean, defense is lacking. I mean, it was lacking even when Parsons was in there. Parsons was just the best. He was the best on the field for them.
Yeah.
But just a lot of stuff. Hey, when we get back, we got a bunch of picks. Got a bunch of football to talk, and I want to thank everyone again for tuning in every Tuesday night. And don't forget, if you guys want to reach out to us, Facebook, sports page, or KM Radio. All right, guys, we'll be back. It's your boy Tony G and Big Lou on the Sports Book every Tuesday night, the biggest station in the land. KM Radio, where we go and.
Damn.
KM Radio, your boy Tony G, Big Lou. It's the Sports Book. Reach out to us at our Facebook page, the Sportsbook or KM Radio. If you guys want to DM us if you got any questions about any games or anything. And if you notice, we always doing drops on the station, giving out some picks, giving out some scores. And like I said, we don't get them all 100% right, but we give you our opinions and what we think that would be a good bet. And again, that's losing is part of it. I wish I could say, oh man, we're going to go 10-0, but it's just not like that. Then it would be gambling. But
No,
hopefully this
it would
week,
be gambling.
yeah, it would be right. Hopefully this week we'll be able to hit some winners. Game. All right, so Thursday night's game,
Mm-hmm.
49ers and the Rams. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, usually a tough. I like the Rams the way they've been playing.
Rams at home,
Spreads.
both teams 3-1.
I mean, I know I'm not right. I'm not trying to write. I'm not trying to write off San Fran. I don't know.
Too many
I
injuries.
just, yeah, and the over is 47. I mean, there's some player props. There's some player props on there just for laughs and giggles. Let me see. Or they ain't popped them out yet, I guess. Right now, as of right now, LA's got 81% of the money. Right as of right now,
Okay.
which is telling you how people are leaning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of
So
one of
so the
those.
so if you do those player props, parlay, if you do the player props, just know that the percentages is not going to be in your favor. You're gonna really have to you're really gonna have to lean, to get some to get a purse out of it.
Yeah. You definitely
Like
gonna have to. But
if you normally take a guy for 15 to 20 yards, you're gonna have to take him for 35, 40 yards to
yeah,
see something out of it.
yeah, that's very, very. But I like the Rams -5.5. It's minus.
I'm with
It's
you with
my.
that.
I'd even tweak it. I'd even go to a kiosk, or if they'll let you tweak it on your. It's like I said, some apps won't. Um, but 5.5. I don't like it anything more than that. Um, but yeah, that's like I said. Check out the props, see what you got. I mean, Purdy, it's like I said, he had a lot of yards last week. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, if you can get him at 230, 240, for a decent number, I would look at that also. Game 2 is Sunday, Minnesota and Cleveland. The over is
Hmm.
the over's 36. Don't be fooled by that. This could be a very drawn out game.
Hmm.
This could be another 13 to 10.
Yeah. Use your judgment, do your researches, get on these teams' websites, look at the stats, look at the injuries, because Cleveland plays better at home.
Yep.
And I'm with Tony on this one. I don't, this is not I don't think this is going to be a shootout per se, but use your best judgment on this game. This is one of those hard games you know, to just
I like
shoot a parlay out.
I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland. I like the under of 36. And is that who is that? Waller. I like the under 36, and I would go and I would see if I could take it up to 6 on Cleveland. Because like I said, their defense has been playing really, really tough. And yeah, I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland with some points.
Okay.
Like I said, I would try to get more out of it than than that. Um, Cleveland. Ooh, all right, there we go. The Giants and the Saints. What are you thinking? It's a 1.5 point. It's a 1.5 point deal, and the
I think.
overs 40 and a half, and the Saints can score. I mean, they've proved they
Mhm.
can score.
Yeah.
Um, and the Giants can score. 40 and a half is definitely doable.
Hmm.
Do you like? I mean, do you think the Saints could beat? I mean, the Giants are coming off a huge win over San Diego.
Hmm. But
What's your thoughts?
um, I'm not confident. I'm not confident enough in the Saints to.
That's a fair answer. That's your team.
I'm
That's a
not
fair
confident
answer.
enough in the Saints, and it's a team that that I favor. And but I'm not confident enough in the quarterback play for them to beat the Giants. And I know it's a home game. I know we have Kamara. I know we have Olave. I understand this, but we don't have solid leadership. When I say solid leadership, I mean quarterback leadership. Guys that know the game and dissect and can change. Guys that can work the offense at the line of scrimmage. We don't have that. So therefore, you know, we have to be very careful when it comes to our opponents in the games that we think we can win. Like I say, I favor the Saints. I grew up a fan. I'm a fan. My father's a Saints fan. So, but in its current state, my confidence is shot in them. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure with the Giants, even though Jackson Dart's a rookie too, so that kind of put them on an even playing
Yeah,
field. This is just one I'm just gonna have to see. I don't have the confidence in the Saints because of the situation that we're in that they're gonna win the game, but they could win the game.
they could. I mean,
If they
I
makes
like
any
that.
sense.
We could. Yes, they could. Well, yeah, I like, and I'll tell you what, I would take the over and try to. I like adjusting the lines. I ain't gonna lie. People ask me, "Will you give up?" Yeah, I'm gonna give up a little. I'm not trying to give up a bunch, only because I think the Saints could score some points. I mean, if you take it down to 38, I think that the Saints could definitely put 20 on the Giants, and I think the
Yeah,
Giants could
yeah,
put
that's
20
doable.
on the Saints. Yeah,
Right.
it's a doable number. Weather's not going to be a factor.
Mm-mm.
Um, so I mean, they're playing in the dome, and it's like we always talk about the weather and take that factor out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And another one, I'm gonna tell you another one. If you could grab them, is take some of these field goal props because some of these guys can pop afar. 50 is like, oh, it's 50. I got it. 50 is nothing anymore. It used to be 50 was
Right.
like, kind of like, ooh, it's a 50. Now it's like, oh, it's a 50. Well, I want give me a 60. You're like, yeah. I mean, so there's
Wasn't
some
that
props
yeah.
on those. There's some props, bro. I mean, there are some serious props some kicking, on some kicking, and there's some crazy props too. There's some, not what I say crazy is here's another one too, which is, and I can't tell you to do this but sometimes you definitely gambling's gambling, and sometimes you got to put it out there. So
Yeah.
there was a point when the Bills were behind with the Ravens. They were plus, I don't know, 2,000. They were 15 points down. It was something stupid. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just go, hey, man, I'm gonna throw a 20
Yeah.
on it. Sometimes that's gambling. I mean, you can analyze
Mm-hmm.
every everyone and go, oh, that's not so foolish or this. Parlays are fun. Like I said, I wouldn't throw 100 on. I wouldn't put 100 on a 20 team parlay. I mean, but if you want to throw $5 at it, it's like to me, it's like doing the lottery. Or
Yeah.
I kind of, I'm not a big parlay guy, but I do like two teamers, two props or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those get a little juice on those. Um, but I don't know, just kind of. I mean, sometimes you just gotta step out there and say, "Hey, man, I'm going to," uh, but know that you went out there. No, don't think that
Yeah.
that's going to be you're going to hit parlays every week. Don't. That's not.
Right.
Um,
Know
right.
know
That's
what you're
just
getting into.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Know
The
what you're getting
Raiders,
into.
the Raiders and the Colts, I think I think the Raiders are going to come to play, but I just think Indianapolis is too much. I know he's played 4 games. Jones last week it was his worst game of the 4 games, and
Hmm.
it wasn't like, oh my god, it was a bad game. Um, I like Indianapolis at home because I really think, and this is just my personal opinion, is I think the I think I think the Raiders are snake bit this year. That's my personal opinion. I just think it's
Hmm.
one of them years where nothing against Pete Carroll or Geno Smith, just something that's like no matter what happens, they're not going to be on the best side of it. You know what I mean? And it's
No,
just sometimes,
no.
hey, we man, the Bills have been there, the Saints have been there. I know what it's like. It's like coin flip, we lost. Don't worry about it. Don't even look at that. We got and that's I know, you know what I mean? If it's a field goal, you just go, oh, he missed it. Well, he ain't kicked it yet. Oh, he missed it. It'll be and that's you know that and
Hmm.
they kind of got and then there's other teams that the magic just starts happening the ball magically it's in my it just and it
Right.
doesn't but that's not what's happening with the Raiders. But I think Pete Carroll is a good was a it was a good add-on. I think he's going to change.
Hmm.
He can change the mentality, but he's going to have some heartaches this season. Um,
Right. Right.
he's just got some issues. But I like the Colts. I'm saying all that.
Hmm.
Um, I like Indianapolis at home. Now Houston and the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens coming off a loss, coming off fumbles. Now you and me both know Jim Harbaugh is a very old school smash mouth. We're going to play good football. We're not going to get penalty. I mean, he's very, and I'm sure this week in practice, I would want nothing to do with their practice this week because I'm sure it's going to be a lot. And then you have the Texans coming in. They're 1-3.
Hmm.
I think the Ravens get them at home. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you this, and you think this is almost like a must win for the Ravens. You can't
It
keep
is a
going
must win.
yeah, at one. I mean, they'll be 1-4. It's like, all right, man, I mean, somebody's got to. Um, so I think the Ravens come in and they handle business. The spread's only 3.5. Don't really, the over's 42. Because the defense is not playing well. I mean, that's really a lot of it. So
That's what I was gonna say. They really need to do something about this secondary. They really got to do something about this secondary because I feel like if the Chiefs would have had all of their weapons, it would have been worse. The game wouldn't
yeah,
have been as close.
I agree. And
Yeah,
one thing about Harbaugh is he was probably working on it uh, last night after dinner when they were eating dinner after the game. I mean, that's one thing I
absolutely.
am very confident about him. Um, but I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens at home. So I mean, if you don't like like you say about the secondary, I mean, that's where you could look at maybe some receivers yards. You know what I mean? There's always
That's what
something.
you
I mean,
do.
hey,
That yeah,
that's what
that's what I do. That's what I do. And if I know the team they're playing has a weak secondary, then I'm gonna go high on the passing yards on the players when I do the player props. That's why I say, and that's what I meant about your player props and going to those teams and looking at the stats. You know, we're 4 weeks in now, so now you got some information on these guys on how they play, where they play, at home versus on the road. How is their defensive play? Put all these things into play when you're making your player prop bets, especially on this game.
I agree. I definitely agree. Tampa Bay and Seattle.
That should be a good
Weather.
one.
It is weather could be a. It could get a little cool and rainy in Seattle. I know it's. I mean, it is a little. It is a little early in the. I mean, it's only It'll be October. No, it'll be October. There'll be actually be the October.
Right. Hmm.
So it could be. But if you take I don't know. This is a.
It's gonna
I
be a
think these
tough one.
teams, yeah,
But
very equally
Baker's been up
matched.
against the Seahawks when he played with the Rams for a little bit, so he knows a little bit about how Seattle and the 13th man work with being on the
Yeah,
Rams. But it's gonna be a test. It's gonna be a test for the Bucks on the road, all the way in Seattle, for 3 time zones away. It's gonna be a
yeah.
matchup. It's gonna be a tough one for those guys.
They I agree. That's a tight one. I don't. I mean, but I tell you
But
what, and I'm like this ain't a permanent one. I would, but I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with Baker. I'm gonna ride with them. I'm gonna ride with them plus
yeah,
3. Um, and this is a good test for Baker. You know what I mean? Just you got your home. Everybody, you seem like you're like you were, you found your little spot to be in. And so let's I mean, let's play. Um, I got that. One, two, three, four, four. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that now. The over is 44. I don't know about the over just yet. Um,
yeah.
but
ESPN bet got it at 44.5.
yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got over here at what is this? This is uh DraftKings, maybe? Yeah, DraftKings. I got Caesars over there. They're all different. You try to find a better
Yeah,
yeah, try to find whichever one you like. But anyway, I'm gonna take the Bucks plus 3, maybe take it up to 4. All right.
yeah. I'm gonna do that too.
Tennessee,
I'm gonna go with you on
yeah,
that one.
Tennessee Titans and Arizona Cardinals. Tennessee's what, 0-3, Lou?
0 and
Trying to
4.
pull it up. 0-4.
0 and 4.
Cardinal
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals are 3 and
Partners are 2 and 2.
2 and 2. I
2 and
like
2.
I yeah, I like the Cardinals. The spread's
Yeah.
8.5. Um, I think the Titans are they still got a bunch of young players. They got to get all that figured out. Um,
Mhm.
and like I said, they're gonna get a bunch of more draft choices. They're gonna be very draft wealthy, I think, at the end of the season.
Mhm.
There's no doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt, no doubt about that. So I like the Cardinals -8.5. Don't really like that spread particular. Um,
Mhm.
so the over under is I know Arizona can put some points on there, but it's 41. The problem is Tennessee going to do anything? That's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because
Are they going to make it a football game, or is it just going to be another practice?
yeah, is it going to be 30 to nothing or 30 to 3, and you need 44 point or you need 41 and a half? You never. Um, Hard to say. How about that? That's a
Yeah,
nice
hard to
way
say.
of hard to say. Uh, go from there. All right, Washington and the Chargers. After watching the Chargers play, and then you have a backup quarterback in Washington. If you're going to bet on this game, I think you might want to look at some props because It's
Yeah,
hard for me
do
to.
do the player
It's,
prompts.
yeah, it's hard for me to say with any confidence because again, you have a backup quarterback with Washington. Um,
Hmm.
you have the Chargers coming off, and he played a bad game. Now, usually, because this is another hardball team practice, I'm sure there's going to be um, a lot of talking to, watching film, repetitive stuff. Because him and his
Hmm.
brother are both. They want you. One thing people always. It's kind of like playing pool. People always want to practice the trick shots. Cool. That's not to, if you want to play pool really well, you're gonna practice the bland shots over and over and over. The ones you're gonna see every game, all game.
Hmm.
That's the shots. And that's just like them. They're gonna, because they shouldn't have had the interceptions. They shouldn't have had the drop ball. They shouldn't have had. He's very much on that. Now the over. I mean, San Diego has a decent. They have a good defense. Um, Not like a top five, but they have a good defense. But the problem
Mhm.
is the offense. Is the offense going to put them in bad situations and just where I mean the defense can only do what they can do. Um,
Right.
you
And
keep
they
put you
can't take
keep
a lot
make
of
can't take a lot of what?
they can't go three and out a lot. The offense can't go three and out a lot.
Right,
They can't do
right,
that. They can't do that to their defense and wear them out. And then by halftime, they exposed on the field.
right, right. Yes, that's very, 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 very true. They gotta, yeah, you gotta get you gotta get the, you gotta give the defense some rest too. You can't just have them like you said, three and out, because by late quarter three, it shows. You know what I mean? It's like you got to be able to move the ball, eat up some clock, put some points on the board. Usual, usual stuff. Next game, next game is the Bills and the Patriots. The Bills are 8.5 point I mean 8.5 point favorites. Um, what I say about all these games, anytime you play conference, it's tough, and you can't. And one thing that I want to make sure, I am a Bills fan, obviously, um, is that I want to make sure they don't take anyone lightly, because that's to me is a mistake. I
Right.
mean they gotta come every game with that intensity. I mean you can't just go, oh well, they're not that good, or we should get this, because it's the NFL. You know what I mean? Any given Sunday,
Hmm.
you can get beat. And one thing, the way they want, like I talked to my dad a lot about it. We need to be so we want to win as many games as possible, so we get the home field advantage. So so we so we don't have to go anywhere.
Right.
I mean, this is our, right now is our opportunity to be in that driver's seat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's
Yeah.
that's where we want that's where we want to be, and that's where all teams
Hmm.
want to be, and everything has to line up. So I always say this: everything has to line up, and there's so many things that have to line up, and I mean this too in business, life, love, football.
Hmm.
I mean, I know you're like, golly, you're putting that all, yeah, because life and football are kind of the same. So is poker, man. It just is. It's,
Yeah. It's
like,
just
and football, it's a game of inches. 1 inch here, 2 inch there, you miss this. Life's the same way. One opportunity missed. Oh, I was late. You missed. Things happen. And so I think sometimes out of our control, opportunities come, and, we just have to, basically what I'm getting at, I'm rambling on, we have to seize the moment and put ourselves so far up there that now it's on you. Now it's on you to keep winning all the games, because I've already won them. You
right.
know what I mean?
Right.
That's where you want to. Yeah, we're gonna lose some. I know we're not going undefeated, but I would really like to go. I really like to be like 12-0, and then look at
Hmm.
everyone else 3 or 4 games behind us. You know what I mean? And then
Right.
it's just a lot of different stuff. But the other thing is with the season being so long, is it's hard because you start pulling people out with 2 games left. To me, you lose that, because years ago, Manning and them did it. They were 13-1, and they pulled everyone out, and like,
With
oh, we'll
all the
let the
starters.
backup. Well, yeah, which made sense. But then when it came time to play, it was like, God, they look rusty. It's been too. It's hard. You got to
Yeah.
manage the time, and manage the deal. All right, the next game. So basically, I didn't tell you who I'd pick. The Bills should win, but they didn't cover last week against the Saints. Keep that in your hat. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, my pal. But no, seriously though, watch these spreads when they get up there, because New England's
Yeah.
coming to play. I don't
Hmm.
care. I mean, they could have, I don't know, they could have Namath back there. They're gonna play because They don't like each other. They don't like the Bills. The Bills don't like them. So this could get a down and dirty. It's going to be a good game because it's a conference game. That's basically what I'm saying.
Right.
Kansas City and the Jaguars.
Mm.
So you got Sunshine at 3-1, correct?
Correct.
And you
Sunshine
have
and the boys are 3-1.
and you have Kansas City at 2-2. Is that correct?
Right. And they're playing on the road in Jacksonville. But the thing about the Chiefs is the Chiefs get the heat from the south, but they can also get the cold from the north.
Yeah.
So they playing in all weathers. Now, is it gonna be humid? Absolutely.
Yes,
Be humid in
absolutely. There's
Tampa
gonna be
Bay.
humid there. Yeah.
It's gonna be humid
No, in
there. Even though
Jacksonville.
the temperatures, yeah, in Jacksonville.
Jaguars. Yeah,
Uh,
Jaguar.
yeah,
Um,
Jacksonville. Even though
yeah, Jack.
the temperature's getting cooler and we're getting into fall and all that, it's still warm out there. Still warm out there.
Yes. So I might surprise you with this. I'm taking the Jags, man. I'm taking the Jags
Wow.
because I'm gonna take them plus 3.5 with not that I look, man, this is the most vulnerable I have seen the Chiefs. And
Uh-huh.
it's not a insult because it's I mean, even if you watch New England over the 20 years,
Mhm.
they had down seasons. You know what I mean? Not every season was, like, oh my gosh. I mean, because it's hard. I mean, you got injuries, you got players, you got people you're trying to put back in the system, you got to add new pieces. I mean, it's a tough deal. And I think right now we're at the point where they're in a little bit of a lull. I think you're going to see Jason retire this year, which is going to free up a bunch of money. They're going to have to get a young tight end, might get two tight ends that I mean, for the money, probably way more than two
Yeah.
that what they're paying them. But you know what I mean. I mean, so
Mhm.
there's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of
A lot of
a lot.
opportunity to insert some players off of that money. And they still have Noah
Absolutely,
Gray, which he's been getting
yeah,
some work
yeah,
done. So they get
yeah.
somebody, yeah.
The bottom
But
line is you got to have your faithful people there, and then you got to be bringing people in. Then you got to be bringing people in, so when that person leaves, they can, what I mean. Just it's
yeah,
kind of
just keep the
like
train rolling.
yeah, it's kind of like you go back to Green Bay. I mean, if you look at the way they did the quarterback situation, it
Oh
done pretty
yeah.
well with it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
You
Yep.
went winning a Super
You
Bowl,
went from Favre to
and then you went to
Aaron.
Rodgers. Yeah, and
Yep.
then
And then
and
Rodgers
everybody had
and
the same.
now Jordan Love. And everybody's set
Yeah, yeah,
and learn the
it's
game.
kind of there. Yes, everybody's set one. Look, guys, we're out of time. Great conversation. Love you guys. Make sure you hit us up at the Sportsbook Facebook page. Hit us up at KM Radio. We appreciate everyone. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, KM Radio, where we go ham.
Ham.